Hello everyone, welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3 5th edition Duo Rogues. Last time we began our descent into this underground cave system beneath a blacksmith's in Bogrot. And we killed a few spiders and a few other creepy crawlies. And now if we check our inventory, we have definitely equipped Astarion with the spider step boots, so they are immune to being in-webbed now. So we can see on our map one other phase spider just around the corner. So that's going to be our next target. We'll walk out a little ways before getting our sneak on.
Breathe quiet. Move with care.
Shall we?
Why won't you walk?
Forever.
Oh, it was trying to put me on the surface above, I think. Up here, like up on the webbing bridge, rather than walking through here, which was the intent. Now Astarion's going to come along because they're both currently sneaking.
And move.
And there is our target. Now they are currently behind a spiderweb wall that we need to remove first. Right, we have been spotted, but Astarion remains hidden, so he's going to be able to get a sneak attack in. That is a massive sneak attack. 23 damage. That means here with Amunion, a simple ranged attack. No current debuffs, so getting closer won't make this any easier for us, but hopefully we can hit on a 65%. A very smooth fight indeed.
Best be on my way. This calls for careful footwork.
We'll get sneaking. What is... Oh, that's my line. I was like, what is this giant green smoke?
Just like old times.
Just my pathfinding line. As ever, the spider has nothing of its corpse benefiting us. But now we can see out across the main expanse of this dungeon.
There better be a soft bedroll in my near future.
Right, down there we can see some phase spider eggs. Now, I would rather those eggs didn't exist, because eggs can hatch, and I would much prefer any resulting fight to not have to involve the presence of dozens of baby spiders. Now, they only have 4 hit points apiece, so not too hard to destroy them. They don't qualify as creatures, I believe, so we can't sneak attack them. But as long as we can shoot the eggs, that's what counts. And can we get that last one behind there? It doesn't recognize it as a target from here. Just shooting the area it exists in doesn't count either. We can't get a couple of inches closer, it seems. So that one egg is going to have to remain. Now, we could attack that spider there. But before that, get Amunion to unsneak for a moment as we retreat back through the cave slightly. Dead goblin child, 7 gold for us there. And then we're going to come around this corner. Backpack potion for Amunion because Astarion doesn't have the carrying capacity for it. I'm assuming most of these cocoons just have bones and things, so I'm not going to pick through them too exhaustively. Right.
Let's get going.
Let's get sneaking again. Now we can see another clutch of eggs there and even more over here. So we're going to separate to Astarion because he has the boots that prevent him being in-webbed. And we can probably just take pop shots at these, can't we?
Time for discretion.
If we just try and hide in between each shot so that we qualify as hidden against this creature turning around. That's the Matriarch. 125 hit points at level 4. Quite the beastie. But we're just going to keep taking out these eggs, even if we have to two-shot them, just so that they cannot become babies in our future. Currently, so long as we are outside that vision cone, no issues here. Then we're going to sneak
Into the shadows. Step
to the back of this little island here. And then we want to get the rest of those eggs. But from here, we're going to have to be careful about this Matriarch's patrol.
Won't know what bit him. Happy days. Just like old times.
Fortunately, they're not very good at paying attention to what's going on around them. Must not have a very high wisdom.
At last. Spills of blood.
Now, don't want to get too greedy and try and do too many in one gap. But if we can just do that last one. And run away. Hide. Okay. That's good.
Nice and easy.
That is one other set of babies that we don't have, or two other sets of babies we don't have to deal with. So we can see an adult there, the matriarch. I don't know if there's another adult again after those, but what I think I'm going to do is come back around to this cliff edge and see if we can't take out one of the spiders at range before the rest of the fight instigates into initiative. If we can take them out one enemy at a time rather than in a great big group, that's obviously going to be much safer for us. So let's get back around to this piece of cliff. I guess we'll destroy this spider egg just as it's here. I don't expect to bring the matriarch this far over, but you never know.
That's a friendly looking shadow.
So we are sneaking.
Don't get caught off guard.
We've got both in a ready position. We cannot have disadvantage against the target if we want to shoot them. But hopefully, we simply don't get seen.
Just like old times.
Yep, stealthing successful. Go again. Stealth successful.
Be very,
Go
very
again.
quiet.
Right, that is one dead adult. There's obviously the matriarch, one other adult around,
Into the shadows.
and the eggs that are currently not popped.
Ready.
Although, if we're careful, we might be able to climb down here. And we may well be in range to take out that last egg. We'd have to get way closer. I'm not comfortable with that. I guess because we've come down in height, our range has decreased accordingly. Can't see the other adults. Can see a shiny purple rock over there. Right, so let's climb back up.
Silent as the grave.
Pick up a Moonian.
Bit of caution never hurt.
And then head back round to that other main location of the cave. And it looks like the fight may end up being between one adult, the matriarch, and one baby. Which might be beneficial. I don't know if it's a full action or a bonus action for the matriarch to try and hatch the babies. But if there were no babies to try and hatch, they'd spend an action trying to attack us, rather than an action just trying to hatch a single infant child. Now, how many fire arrows do we have? Got 2 there and 2 there. That's good. But also what we probably want to do is have somebody... You've got grease bottles. 5 grease bottles there. We don't have... Not Alchemist Fire, but there's another one called like a fire bottle or something. I don't think we have that yet. Last time I was in this area, a Alchemist's Fire did not burn the webbing. And we want to try and get the spiders onto the webbing so that we can then cause them to fall and take fall damage, dropping between one distance and the other. So what we're going to do is we're going to equip a torch so that it is lit, and then from our inventory we can drop that torch. And it should stay burning. So then, with our bow and arrows, if we select the weapon so we're holding the correct thing, we can dip the torch onto our arrow. We now have a flaming arrow. And if this spider would come over onto this cobweb before our fire goes out, please and thank you. I guess we should get a Moonian. Oh, why would you do that? You just shot a Moonian, you daft human being.
Right. Time to
Alright, it's going to be a potion. Especially because we took the extra fire damage and all. Right, please dip. Onto the torch. Astarion, you now also need to re-dip your weapon, I presume. Nope, we still have fire. Nope. This is Astarion. His fire's gone out. Dip.
Something extra.
Onto the torch again. And let's not shoot each other this time. But that matriarch is not coming back onto this cobweb, is it? I thought she was on a defined loop. Obviously, we could just take a shot. We're too far away for a standard sneak attack. We could try and attack the one below and hope that we get the stealth, but as soon as we do that, we give up our flaming arrow. And also, our flaming arrow has gone out because we hesitated. Well, this is a fun little pickle.
A nice touch.
Alright, let's try shooting the one down below. It's going to be too far for a sneak attack.
Time for discretion. Radio not.
Our stealthing continues to be successful. Okay. We've killed another adult. Don't know if there's a third one hanging out somewhere, but it could just be us versus the matriarch, which would be wonderful. The other option, if we were feeling so bold, we could try throwing a void bulb about here, and the gravity well would pull them down into this depth, presumably killing them with the fall damage. And that's going to be way safer than trying to murder them, but the thing with that is, how many void bulbs do we have? 5, but only ever that 5. We're unlikely to get others, and they are incredibly helpful. But this spider is refusing to go up onto the cobwebs, it seems. They're too far away over here for a sneak attack. We could go out onto the webbing to try and increase our range, or we can just take a standard attack action, I suppose.
The element of surprise.
We'll take the opportunity to dip. I try not to spam the dipping too much, but in this fight with the cobwebs and everything else, it seems worthwhile. Target is too far for a standard attack. Jeez. Alright, we got issues. Well, I don't like this very much. Right. They are surprised.
To make my next move.
So we are going to get an extra round of attacks in if we want it. However, Amunian is going to struggle to move that far through the webs and not get caught in them, which is a whole other kettle of fish. Now they're not going to move until their next turn, so any hope in attacking them that we have is only from here, which we're not going to get to.
Time to press ahead.
Unfortunately, we can't hold an action either. I guess because we're not rolled into the initiative yet, we can let Astarion kite the spider over a bit, and then we can take our turn. So Astarion gets a full turn. Target is outside normal range. Target is obscured by shadows. Then let's hide. Then we attack with advantage. Do a standard attack. And then we can start to retreat. Unfortunately, through rough terrain. It's surprised. Oh, we still can't make the attack from here. Let's push back. And hide. Amunian is hidden. I don't know how this is going to go for us being perceived when they come over here, but we'll find out in a moment, I suppose. Astarion is the one in the fight. So they've gone down to the baby egg. Hatched the hatchling. It's rolled into initiative. Now Astarion gets another turn. Cannot have disadvantage against the target because of the lighting conditions. But we can probably just kill the baby.
With pleasure. Leave no trace.
So that's the other target dealt with. Now, do they know we're here? No, we remain hidden, which is very interesting. So we're going to move away. Going to hide. I may possibly should have hidden, then moved, because we're above the white line that indicates our last known position. But we continue to not be hunted down. Hide. Move. And turn. Now I don't know if the game is broken or whether it doesn't have a target when we're hiding. Therefore, it doesn't take an action. Maybe once it gets down to a lower HP value, we will not hide and then see if that causes it to actually attack properly.
Delicious. Let's find some prey.
But so far, this is going just swell. Any fight against a giant level 4 mother spider that doesn't result in my death is a good one. We're getting lots of hits in for 10 as well, which is really good rolls.
On the hunt. A better position.
Alright, we'll attack this time. And we'll move in slightly, but not hide this time. Yeah, so when we don't hide, it has an actual turn. So we could have just kept hiding and not being killed, which is very interesting. But for now, Amunian is going to dip on the torch. We now have a flaming arrow. And with that flaming arrow, we are simply going to attack this spider web that the Matriarch is stood on. They fall and take 44 falling damage and are knocked prone.
Let's turn someone inside out.
Then Astarion from here can finish the job. If we hide first, we will be an unseen attacker, therefore getting advantage, so we're more likely to hit. Did not think about them having that much HP. I kind of assumed that we would just kill them, but of course, economies of scale, even a small amount of such a big bar is a reasonably large amount of HP. So we'll push back. We'll end our turns. They are knocked prone, so they spend half their movement getting up. They are mad now. Strength increased by 2, armor class reduced by 1. That was apparently an entire action, so between the two of us now, I should have hidden, because obviously we would have had a better chance to hit. 7 HP remaining.
Into the shadows.
Could Magic Missile. Magic Missile would be 1d4 plus 1. I think we're just going to do that. So 1, 2, 3. Do 11 damage and they die. So at the cost of just a little bit of HP and a spell slot, that is all done.
Alright.
We can now climb down these vines and go and investigate our prey. So in their guts there is the Poisoner's Robe, found in the Spider Queen's stomach. This robe emanates a sour smell and stings to the touch. Poison trails. Whenever the wearer casts a spell that deals poison damage, it does an additional 1d4 poison damage. There's also some skeletons around. Another standard longbow, some jewellery.
Let's have a look.
Baby spider, don't think that's going to have any loot. I say baby, the adult. The actual baby is even less likely to have any loot.
Time to press ahead.
And we can push back here. There's another dead face spider.
By all means. You first.
We have perceived that there is something down here, but I don't think we would survive that jump.
Have to keep going.
And over here, there is a dark amethyst. Update the journal, unlock the ancient tome. We found the gem to unlock the book. So we can do that at our convenience later, but probably not right now.
I wonder if the gods are watching me.
Other skeletons. More cash and jewellery. Then otherwise, I think we are about ready to leave this place. So we can climb up this rock face. That will get us back to the higher level here. And we can cross this bridge of webbing. Be a bit of a fuss for Amunian because she can still become inwebbed, but Astarion will not.
Hello again.
So we can send him across. He can retrieve his torch. And then we can head on out. We can either try and go back through the blacksmiths, or if we just negotiate these tunnels a little bit, we will find the bottom of the well in the village.
Go.
We've had that skeleton for loot. Don't care so much about all these cocoons and the like. Nothing weird or wonderful underneath this bit of waterfall here.
Shall we?
And then here we are at the bottom of the well. Gold, a short sword, and a ring. Don't need a great sword, but there's the piece of gold I think we threw down, which is a great touch. And then we can climb up the rope. And we are back up in the Blighted Village in a realm of safety. We do need to heal a little bit, probably a short rest in our future, but for right now, that's going to be all. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you have any questions about anything you've seen relating to the game or 5th edition D&D in general, do let me know in the comments. I'll do my best to answer. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Cheers.